get so many women coming to my community because HRT has let them down. They've been sold it as the gold standard. We've shifted away from it being the default solution to it now being promoted as the gold standard of perimenopause and menopause treatment. My honest opinion, do I believe that it is a disservice to women? Yeah, I do. Unequivocally. I truly believe it is a disservice to women. I think that we are being pointed in a different direction. I think we are being led down a wrong path when it comes to this. And I think that more and more women are unfortunately waking up to the truth that HRT is not the solution. And I think that also has to bring in another part of the conversation because there's nothing that needs to be fixed. We're not broken. And I think that's the bigger conversation as well to take place, is that we're not broken. We don't need solutions. We actually don't need treatment. What we need to do is support. We need support in many different areas and many different ways, but we ultimately need support. We need to stop seeing ourselves as broken. We need to stop seeing ourselves as fixed. We're in what I call the one solution epidemic, which we're all looking for the one thing. Give me the one thing, the magic.
Sounds nice.
It is nice. Don't we all want it? We all want it, especially when we're in perimenopause. Look, I remember saying to my husband, I will take anything.
To just not feel like
Just not feel like this. I had a referral for a psychiatrist to get an ADHD diagnosis, which is so common in women this age. And I was willing to take anything because I'd gotten to the point where I could not walk into a room and remember while I was there. And I was not functioning. I understand where we just want the quick fix, the one solution, the one thing, the one food, the one movement, the one pill, the one patch, the one thing that will just make this all better. I get that. But I truly believe that we are absolutely being done a disservice. And I think we're doing a disservice to ourselves when we continue to believe and let ourselves believe as well that there is just one solution, and particularly that HRT is that solution.
A lot of women won't make the other adjustments because they have been sold that to be the solution. Continue to go and burn the candle at both ends, be overextended, give way too much and not fill their own cup, not sleep enough, not nourish their bodies, not exercise, not do any of those things. And then they might actually be prescribed hormones and take them and feel that 10% better and then go, oh goodness, thank goodness something's working. But I feel like the rest of the picture is missing. They're not told to do any of those things. It's not what your prescribing doctor's going to say, okay, well, these are the other things I need you to do.
No, it's very rare that that's going to be the common conversation. And I do completely acknowledge that there are women out there that are not making any of those changes and they go on HRT and they are experiencing a small shift and that's enough for them. And that's okay. To be honest, I am anti-HRT, but I'm also very realistic and I understand every woman has the right to choose their own solution. But I do want women to make informed choice. If you are going to take HRT and that's your choice, I want you to take it feeling empowered, not like this is the only thing or this is the only choice I've got or this is going to be the white knight that comes in and saves me from the suffering. Take it from a place of empowerment. No, I am making a choice. Yes, there are lifestyle changes I could make, but I'm choosing not to make those. It's going to be so much more nourishing for you too, but I just don't love this ideology that we are sold around HRT and that it is the gold standard and it is the solution.
It's not even that. There's an army of strong opinions out there that are saying if you don't take it, you're basically a fool.
Okay. Yes, there is. And it's because there is a very dominant fear-based narrative. They've become very crafty at how they market it. And people have to understand HRT is a product and it is being marketed. Please understand it's not just a medicine. It is a profitable product. It is currently a multi-billion-dollar industry. I am confident it will become a trillion-dollar industry at some point. Pharmaceutical companies have to stay top of mind. And we go through an evolution when we are marketing products, okay? And we've done that with HRT. Initially, it was necessary for women who'd had hysterectomies, had ovarian removals, all of those things, okay? And there was a place for that. Then it started being prescribed for women, to be honest with you, who were presenting with symptoms of craziness, mood swings and things like that. And God forbid we could handle women being fully emotionally expressed. Let's medicate them. So the marketing then shifted into that space. Then we started seeing women actually becoming quite ill from taking HRT. So the pharmaceutical industry all of a sudden has to shift its marketing again. They've got a product that's now causing all these horrendous side effects. And so the marketing then started to be shifted to disease prevention.
Very fear-based. It's like your bones are going to break in half. You're not going to be able to think straight. Your heart health is going down the gurgler.
You're going to die prematurely and that your quality of life is going to be just horrendous. And look, that is the reality for a lot of aged women right now. We are seeing doing that. Now we're going to start to see a shift in the marketing towards longevity. We're going to see that shift in marketing towards improving quality of life and longevity as well. That's exactly what we're seeing in terms of the marketing cycle. The pharmaceutical industries have had to combat, what came out with the Women's Health Initiative. They lost billions of dollars, and there has been a very, very strong push to reverse that narrative. But in order to do that, they've got to look at alternative narratives. And we're seeing that. I'm seeing that. I am seeing women in their 40s now, big influencers, particularly on Instagram, who are on HRT, who are absolutely out there advocating and marketing it as a longevity tool, as something to really support us to improve the quality of our health and our life, not just to replace hormones anymore.
If we're supporting our hormones at every phase and stage, we're never going to get to this point that the current generation that are really feeling like they're suffering so much and will do anything, like you said, anything to feel better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that's how we got here.
Yeah. Show me how you entered puberty and I'll tell you how you're going to enter perimenopause. If we don't course correct and make the changes.
And that's what we need to always be doing, though. That's the course correction is really important.
It takes awareness, though. I'm a critical thinker. Why is the question I always want to know. We need to really be deeply understanding what is going on and asking ourselves that. But in order to do that, we have to develop a deeper connection with ourselves. And I really think this is the biggest syndrome that's going on. Women are more deeply disconnected from themselves and their bodies, their bodies than ever before. And so that makes it very hard to course correct, because when you're not connected with yourself, you're not interpreting the messages. We're seeing them as symptoms and we're seeing them as problems that need to be fixed. But our body has one way of communicating to us, and that's through sensations. And if we don't listen to the sensations, then they're going to get louder, and that's when they become symptoms. We need to develop that greater awareness and connection with ourselves, and it makes the course correction much easier, because then it's not like turning the Titanic around, which is what it can feel like. I want to emphasize it's what it feels like. It's not necessarily what happens. Like you shared with your experience, it really was only a few tweaks. I was similar. It wasn't an inordinate lifestyle overhaul.